questions?
Nope.
Sitting where those lily pads are slightly to the right there, you're going to see, if you go look up the show CSI Miami Golden Parachute, that's where we put the jet tail. The premise of the show was a jet crashed and they had thrown the body out in the Everglades, and we shot so much of the show just in this pond right here, and then we shot going up this trail, and then the main trail we just came in with the boat past us. That is the opening scenes to the show that you see the boat coming with David Caruso down the trail.
Okay.
That's the actual trail.
Say hi.
David Caruso, Emily Proctor, and everybody else. Of course, with Gary Matthews.
Of course.
So we shot it. So we put all the aircraft debris here, and we set up smoke on the other side of those trees, the willows and the wax myrtles. So it looked like there was fire all out in the Everglades. It was just smoke chambers.
Wow.
And we did everything here. We had morgue tents set up like a typical air crash when something. There was white tents set up all over in this area with all the airplane parts inside, and and then we did another show with Jeff Corwin. With Jeff Corwin reaches into the alligator's mouth to find a body part. Of course, we opened up the big alligator's mouth and we put a big piece of PVC pipe in there to make sure that he didn't clamp down on Jeff Corwin's arm, and then we did that show. And then quickly, my wife left me when her family inherited tens of millions of dollars. We were married for 27 years. It felt like cat and dogs the whole time. But as soon as the money came along, that was the end of it. That broke the camel's back. And off she went. So after 2 years, I decided I wasn't waiting any longer. And she said, if they want you, they can have you. So off I went. So CSI Miami comes around, and I meet little Emily Proctor right over behind those trees right there. And we start giggling. We're kind of getting along fine. And then they cut her part out and they sent her back to California. Well, she's gone, but I always remembered her. She evidently remembered me. So the next show comes along. It's the Jeff Corwin show, and that's a year later, another season for the Everglades. And so I'm playing a cop next to her, and at the end of the, where they say, we got a wrap, come on back. So she's sitting next to me on a different kind of boat. And I've got the grips and everybody in front, so we're wired for sound. So she said, Gary, I want to drive. I said, well, Emily, you got to sit on my lap if you want to drive. She said, well, I don't mind if you don't mind. Well, I don't mind. So I put her on my lap so she could drive. And when you're working in films, you forget that they're hearing you.
Word for word.
They hear a cricket 50 feet away. They hear everything. So these sound guys, it's amazing what they hear. I mean, because we can be on this set, and if somebody over there is making a noise by that coconut tree, they'll stop the show and they'll reprimand them.
Oh.
Not for even talking, just for maybe little noise like that. Just they can hear everything. So we pull up to the set, and we'll stop it right there. So I pull up to the set, she's in my lap, the whole set's lined up and clapping. So we'll leave it there. Now we go back 6 months. A friend of mine she says, I want you to meet my cousin, cousins in this case, and would you take us out on the airboat? It's her birthday. I said, sure. So her cousins are coming down, and it's a surprise for me, and I'm a single guy, so the word's out that, hey, there's a single retired airline guy with a bankrupted retirement. They bankrupted our retirement, so I lost 10 grand a month on that. But there's a single guy living over on the golf course at the time. My wife got that property too, by the way. So the word's out. So these two cousins are coming down, and all of a sudden one cousin can't come at the last minute. At the last minute, she had to go on vacation somewhere else. It'll make sense in a minute. So they said, do you mind if we bring somebody else? I said, no, there's an empty seat, bring them. So they bring this little Cuban bodybuilder. So everybody on the boat's like petrified and hanging on, and this Cuban bodybuilder's like, faster, right? So we start kind of liking each other. Next thing you know, we get hooked up, and unbeknownst to me, she owned all the Total Banks in Miami, and she wears blue jeans and dirty shoes, but she's packed. They controlled sugar in Cuba for many, many decades. They're the original Cubans that came over. So anyways, so now we pull up in the movie set, and I've got Emily in my lap, and this is 6 months after I meet the Cuban girl, right? So now we've got to keep this story really making you think. The only reason the Cuban girl's there is because Martha Stewart had to go to prison. See, she's the cousin. Martha Stewart and her sisters were the cousins. So they bring Martha down, who's single, and they bring her sister down, who's single, and I'm supposed to get the pick of the litter, right? But Martha doesn't show up, and Martha's one sister looks kind of like you, real cute, blonde, and husband and 2 kids, and the other sister looks like black hair that's never been washed for 4 months. It's kind of a real different look, and so I chose the Cuban girl. So 6 months later, a year later, 6 months into the Cuban girl, I pull up on the set. Emily's in my lap, and she says, "Thank you, that was great." She hops over in her seat, and I look up, and I'm a Baptist. It's kind of like a Catholic, half Baptist, so just a normal kind of guy. And I look up, and I see a woman about from here to that water with no lilies, and I swear I saw flames coming out of her eyes.
I wonder who.
I leaned forward, and I don't hallucinate or do drugs, and I'm just a Baptist, right? No crying dolls or statues, but I swear, as eyes, I saw flames just coming out, and I leaned forward like I was seeing a vision, and Emily says, "What's wrong, Gary?" I said, "I don't know. I think I got a problem." She said, "What's the problem?" I said, "I think you need to meet my girlfriend." So she takes the headset and she goes, "Whoom!" and hits me in the head. "You got a girlfriend?" And she looks up, she sees who it is. She jumps off the boat and goes over and gets in her face, says, "Hey baby, I'm Emily Proctor. Thanks for loaning me your man." And the bodybuilder girls start, so I jump between them, "Girls, please." And then the set photographer says, "Photo." So I go like this and twist. I'll send you a picture if you email
Yes.
me. Yeah, so you'll see one's bending me over and pulling away with a gritting her teeth. And then I got Emily Proctor melting up. Now Emily won't talk to me. She just disowns me. I only got to do one more show, and then I didn't get to work on it anymore. I think Emily
Had something to do with that?
right, yeah, I think she had quite a bit to do with it. What can I say?
You only live once.
Kitty cats can drive you crazy.